Hey guys, hope you're all well. Right, another bit on the BMW at last. Side panels. Now, I've just started editing the video that you're about to watch now. And it was at that point I realised I got no sound for the first 5 minutes of the video. I think I actually had a senior moment and completely forgot to turn my microphone on. It happens from time to time, especially with me. Anything's possible. But anyway, the first bit of the video, I was just basically deciding on a shape that I was happy with, doing a cardboard template, probably changing my mind a couple of times before I come up with something I was happy with. So what we'll do, we'll pick up the video where I actually decided to turn my microphone on and we'll go from there. Right, I think I've got it. I think I have a plan. Let's tidy my scruffy lines up a little bit. Let's have a radius in there. Is that, I don't know, let's go for a bigger radius there. I think that'll look all right actually. Right there like that. Yeah. Right, let's cut that out and we'll explain. I'll try. Blue's come to help. You're all right there, Blue. Hey? Bluey. All right, mate. Right, let's cut this out and see how it looks. Just trying to make it look different. I say, I don't want big panels, but we want them sort of interesting. And then that off. That's better. That's better. Obviously this will be shaped a little bit to go around the silencer. It won't be just flat. So, sort of like so. Right, this bit then. So as you know, I want to come down here with sort of a strip. So I'm thinking the side panel in white, this strip down here, which also I'll come up with some sort of nice shape. It won't be just a flat strip, same measurements all the way down. I will have a bit of shape in there as well, but I'll figure that out in a moment. But I'm thinking the side panel white and that strip in black to sort of match what's going on here. So yeah, I could have that done in a black texture. So if we imagine that strip coming off there, I might have it tapered going up to the front of the seat. So it comes out of this shape here, like so. Obviously this bit's cut into the seat. Have I got the camera in? That's better. So that'll sort of go into a wedge up to the front. Probably shape it a bit like that up the front. So it isn't just a flat finish. Then here, obviously these are two separate panels. We'll have a nice gap, like a panel join. And then here, I think I'm going to sort of make a little cup there so it's set in. Let's draw around that. So you imagine that's set in, like pressed in. And then we put a little BMW badge in there, however it goes, and that'll be set in. I've just had a look, I can get 30mm badges in that sort of, them gel badges, they're like domed. But if, like I say, if I set that in, and the badge will sit inside there, that will sort of make that shape a bit more interesting. And then, I don't know, we could perhaps do some little cutouts at the end here. We will see. 3 of them or something like that. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if it just cut out so it's somewhat behind them, or sort of try and louver them a bit. Yeah, I'll say that white, that textured black, and I think that'll look all right. It's going to take a bit of doing, but I think it'll be worth it. Now obviously the seat base will follow this shape then, and up into the back mudguard. I think that's going to work. And just make it a little bit different with the BMW badge set in. Right, I've just cut that other bit out. It's not long enough because the cardboard wasn't long enough. But this, where this ends, will come right down to the front of the seat here. So sort of ignore the end of that a little bit. But yeah, if we've got the side panel in there, I'll say in white, then that's coming off. Bit of a panel gap here. The badging set. And obviously that will be down here, continuing with the angle of the seat there. Well, let's get this bit done to start with. That's going to take us some time, so we'll get that done. I think I'll literally just draw around that and cut it out. There we are, that'll do. Let's get that cut out. Right, now for a bit of shape. As you can see, we have 2. I thought I'd cut the other side out so we get them exactly the same. Save me trying to guess, because when I put the shape into this, it'd be difficult to draw around onto a flat piece. Anyway, let's get my marker pen. Unprepared as usual. Right. So, in that area there, we need to be flat. Then it needs to curve out, then curve down slightly. And obviously we're going to be cutting into that seat base there. Well, that's not very good, is it? I'm running out of marker pens. Where are they? Where have I put them? There's one. Well, let's try that one. Yeah, we'll be cutting into that about there. So we need to start bringing this out about there. Follow the pipe as best as we can. Doesn't have to be exact. Let's go for there. No. The first mark, I don't know. Hold on. Let's get down here. That might be better. So I can see properly. In fact, it is down there. Right, we'll draw a line on that. And do a little bit of shape in there. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Okay, what I'm going to try and do, so I've just offered it up to the bike again. I think with just a bend there, it'd be a bit boring. So what I'm going to do is put a sort of a lazier roll up here, more to a bend down this end. I just think it would look a bit better shape like that. So let me think how this has got to go. Yeah. Get that under there like so. And then just concentrate on this end. See how that looks. Yeah, that's all right. So we've got a tight bend there. We're getting more of a roll on this end. Luckily, this is only thin. The next job on it will add a bit of strength. Right, I'll quickly try that against the bike, and then we've got to bring this bottom bit back. Right. I think, yeah, I am thinking. I think then I'm going to do it the opposite way, a bit tighter this end and a bit more of a roll this end. So basically doing the opposite to what we've just done. Let's give it a try. I won't know till we try, will we? Just getting a bit of shape there. We'll try that. Right, we've got a bit of shape going on now. I'm quite happy with that actually. Don't know how easy it is to see. I've took the marker pen marks off, so it might be easier to see what, well, how the shape's going. what I'm going to do now, well, normally on something like this, this is where I'd roll the edge, where I'd mark it. You see we do it with the pliers. But with this, I'm actually going to weld the edge on. So it's going to have a return on it. Obviously, we need quite a big return up here to fill this void. And then trim it all down so it's got a little return all the way round. And that'll add quite a lot of strength. So we need to cut some strips. Still undecided how I want to fix it there actually. I was going to do like a hidden fixing. I ain't quite sure if I'd actually like to see a bolt there, like inset. So we'll just cut a piece of tube and put that in there so the bolt's sunk in, like pretty much all side panels on motocross bikes. What do I think about that? Yeah. Yes, it would look nice hidden, but yes, it would also look nice seeing it. Anyway, we'll cut some strips and start getting the sides on. So Blue has decided that there's something odd going on with the marker pen. What is it? What is it? It's a pen. Ooh. Ah! It's gonna get you. Crazy dog. Oh dear, where am I? Right. I'm just cutting some strips out. So I'm going to cut them. Obviously, they're going to be far too thick because obviously we've got to negotiate around this shape. And then what I'll do is put it all the way around and then trim everything up where I want it. So obviously, it's going to be quite narrow down here, a bit wider at the top there, and so on. So I'm going to cut it one width, put it around that shape, and then trim it all up where it needs trimming. Right, I'll try and figure this out now. What I might do is do this area here with a separate piece to save trying to fight with this big long thing. Or should I? I don't know if this is going to be long enough to go all the way around. Well, it might be. Yeah, it is. I'll tell you what. Let's start with that shape. Because what I'm going to do is obviously, as I go around, is tack it on. So it'll look a bit scruffy to start with till we get round to very carefully welding it all the way around, which I literally will do in a series of tacks, because if I put too much heat through this, it is going to buckle like hell because it's so thin. So it's just going to take a bit of time. So yeah, I think I'll get this shape into this to start with, and see if we can do the join at the bottom, because at the bottom the return's only, what, probably going to be quarter. We'll see. We are about there with that. That last bit I'm just going to squeeze in and tack, and I will admit I've cut it a little bit short, but I'll fill that in, we won't see it. The good thing about at the bottom, this bit, most of that's going to be gone. Now I guess some of you are going to say, why don't you, because it's so thin, tack it and just actually shape it around the plate. Yeah, that is totally possible on things, but I wanted that nice shape with the width, the whole width, because the top's going to be quite wide, and doing that I would not have got that shape over that width. Little thin strips, yeah, no problem at all. That's easy to do like that. Just tack it, wrap it round, tack it, wrap it round. At the bottom, it's going to be very narrow, so most of this is waste, but I wanted to do it like this to get that width at the top. So next I'm going to tack it from the back, tack it on in a couple of places, and then do all the trimming. Hopefully it'll start looking all right. Anyway, I'm going to tack this on, and start getting it into one piece. My gap's not that big at the bottom, but my own fault, I guessed it. Never guess a measurement. But it's not a problem, we'll fix it, no worries. I'm going to get that tacked in. Right, I've got a couple of tacks just holding it in place. As you can see, I've got a little bit of a mismatch there. It's not much, but I'm actually going to try and squeeze that in so it's a little bit better for welding up. Hopefully that'll work. Doesn't got to be perfect, like I say, we're welding all the edges anyway. But closer the better. Yeah, that worked. Super. Just thinking if I could have got a bit of material from up here, it would have closed my gap off down here a bit. But, I wonder if a bigger tube will do it. Bigger tube coming up. That might grab it actually. Let's try it. Yes, that's done it. It's closed it off a bit more. Let's get a tack on it quick. There we go. That's better. Right. But in turn, that's thrown my radius out there a bit, but not to worry. We can sort that out. Try not to weld my finger. That's warm there, that is, with no glove on. Right, last bit. Simply just push down on that. She's trying to twist out of shape a bit. That will do. See, that looks quite terrible at the minute. But it's going to improve with age, unlike some of us. Right then. We've got to chop most of it off now. Yeah, so this face, obviously, we want flush with the plate. So what I'm going to do to make things a little bit easier is cut into this in several places to then give me a guide of where to cut to out here. So I won't go all the way up to the plate, so I don't want to put scars in it. We'll just go somewhere near, and then we can dress the rest off. Right, there we go. Looks quite terrible, but it'll work. If I cut through all them now, we'll be somewhere near where we want to be. go. Right, I can now dress that up. See, it didn't come out too bad, did it? Gap wise. Got a bit of a gap there, but that'll just push in. Or I might just leave it. Actually, is that bowing out? Let's check that. Oh, that's quite flat. I'll actually weld that gap up then. Right, I'm going to weld all that up and dress it up, and then we're going to have to trim this side. It's going to need to be wide at the top. The seat comes across this, and then it will taper in somewhere down here, and then we'll be dropping down to about 1/4 inch thereabouts. That's where the silencer sits, in that bit. Okay, my apologies for the sound, my microphone's gone dead. They're getting old now, the batteries don't seem to be lasting the full day anymore. Anyway, that's a fair chunk done actually, quite a lot of work involved there. Still got to do that gap at the bottom, but we've got to trim the bottom right down. Well, there we are. Taking shape. So all I'm going to do now, it's getting quite late, so I'm going to trim a bit off so we can hold it against the body, so what it looks like. So basically, obviously this is the top, and then this bit's got to go round the exhaust. So I'm going to bring that in there and then chop the bottom off. Like so. Yeah, we'll chop down that line, as you can see that. We'll continue that line all the way round, and then as it gets round here, it'll come back out again. So we've got the width that we need at the top to mess about with. Right, moving forward a little bit. I'm nearly there. It's quite late and my old back is saying enough's enough for today. So I've got dinner on the go. I'm gonna pull me comfy chair out in a minute and call it a night. But we're nearly there. That's the panel nearly done. And I think from the side, I'm really happy with that shape. Definitely happy. Like I say, it's just resting there with the magnet. It still needs a bit of trimming here and there just to set it in a tiny bit more. Bear in mind, you got think we're going to allow for the seat cover as well, which is going to sort of protrude quite a bit. And I'm going to make a decision whether I'm going to do the fixing hidden or do like a sort of a hole, if you know what I mean, sunken in, like most dirt bikes are. We've got the little panel to do next. I'll say this is not long enough. It will come, obviously following the angle of the seat down there, and drop in, as you can see that and get the idea. Something like that. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. I'll say a bit more trimming here and there around the exhaust, just so it all sits nice. I've just got a bit to trim out of there, and it's all going to follow that nicely. Obviously, it keeps dropping down actually because the magnet's not really that strong enough to hold it. Look, these magnets have gone extremely weak. But yeah, and yes, it's not heavy. I think that material's 1 mil, so it's really, really light. It's not heavy. It probably looks heavy, but it's certainly not. Yeah, I'm very pleased with how that looks. It's gonna look all right, I believe. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do me. I think it's gone 10 o'clock. It's been a long day. I'm ready for a sit down. So next we'll finish trimming that off, and then we'll do that strip that you just seen in cardboard. We'll get that done. I've ordered a couple of BMW batches to set into that, which I think that'll look all right. And I'll say that strip will be black and the panel will be white, and then we'll be sort of matching this, what's going on here. Anyway, that'll do. Cheers for watching, guys. Take care.